Alrighty, Roo, and cuckoo choo to you and all my nobody's not watching out there. I didn't take a real break there to look at the last one. I'm gonna go to Sayori and then keep Monica as the last, just because usually I do, and I'm worried about Sayori, but I wanted to do Yuri first, and then that made me do not. Yeah, let's just see what Sayori's got to say. It's nice, I guess. Come on, I can already tell you don't like it. Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? See, that... Oof. That sort of like hits, you know? That sort of like, ouch, that's a little harsh because she can see, she can tell. Like her just being like, that's not about me. It's like, it has more to do with you than it has to do with the other girl that has, you know, like could have hopped while I was making it. It's just, yes, no, it is. It is aimed more. But you're just very well aware of it. Probably Yuri. Eh? I didn't write this for any... Okay. I don't know if my character's lying, but... Yeah. Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends, just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. Look, you brought this on yourself. This is what you wanted. You brought me here. You said to do the thing, and... Yeah. And you're really happy too, right? In this club? Well, of course I am. Good. That's all that matters to me. Thank you, Tech. I almost feel like I need to change it to her calling me Technique. Like, to sort of show, like, how things have changed. But... I'm not right this moment. Sayori, is there something wrong? Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today. Alright. Just tell me if you need anything. I will. Don't worry about me, okay? You can go play with everyone else now. Oh god, that, like... cut me. Don't... That... You really need help, and I should really focus on you, but I don't have the power to do that. If you insist. Yay. That doesn't... Yeah. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Do I get to read your poem? Sayori, tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out the classroom, humming to herself. Yeah, that seems like one of those times where you watch that sort of shit happen in anime. The character is just like, no, everything's perfectly fine. And then they do the thing, and they try to pretend normal. And then they exit the classroom, they make it down the hallway, and then they're at their locker, and they're picking up, like, their shoes or whatever, their normal shoes, or whatever they need to go home from their locker. And they get those, and then at their locker, they just sort of, like, break down, or, like, around the corner, or in the hall, like, in the stairwell or something, when they're like, no one's gonna see me here, I can just fall apart now. I held it together this long. And it's just like, did I even get to read? I didn't get to read your poem. You read mine, and you're like, that sounds like you wrote it for Yuri. Awesome. No, that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Oh, just tell Madoka. Just tell, not Madoka. Tell Monica that I you know, I'm gonna go home a little early and I feel a little ill. Don't worry about it. Da 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 da. Incredible weeping and sobbing, you know. So I'm not even gonna, like, end it there because it's like, I didn't even get to read the poem. Which is sad because it's like, I still got to read the poem of Natsuki, who, they didn't even get a single hit that I can recall on the little jumpy scale of the poem I wrote. But obviously I don't Maybe they don't feel like they're in the running anymore. I don't know. Let's just deal with Monica. Hi, Technique. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people... I'll have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Sure. I'll let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hand. This one's good. Feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? Like, everybody seems to notice that I'm, that's okay, that's fine, it's all good. I guess so. Can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers? I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her. You completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm kidding. Also, you're also not kidding, and neither am I. Like, you interrupted our chocolate time and wanted to prevent me from obtaining simple water for tea with her. It took like 2 minutes. Come on. The time she was sitting there lamenting on talking back to you took longer than it would have for us to just walk there and get the water. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Really? Weird. That doesn't seem... Really? Like, I'm like instantly my whole countenance changed. Like, seems like something she would have mentioned. Or she might say that she has a boyfriend. You know, he lives in Canada. You guys, or goes to another school, you guys wouldn't know him, sort of thing. She could be, in her mind, dating a fan fiction character, that sort of thing. Wait, really? Yeah, fictional one anyway. See, I don't even have to read the thing. I can just predict it. I just know. It's not that I've watched this. It's not that I've played this. This is my first time through it. And I'm just like, that doesn't seem... Nah, like... maybe she's wrote herself a boyfriend in a fanfic, or she's in her mind dating a character from an anime or something, or that sort of thing. But it's like, that doesn't seem right. Monica kind of whispers the last part to me. It's just a hunch, but... Okay, so it's not even... It's a hunch. That's some gossip shit, girl. Well, there's not really anything wrong with that. Well, I know. I was just saying. It kind of sounds like you're throwing shade, but okay. Like, you kind of stated it in a manner that, unless I said something, you wouldn't have mentioned, like, if I didn't goad you into further information, you wouldn't have been like, well, maybe it's just that. And also, I'm making that up. It's my assumption based on certain things. I don't know that for sure. She's never said that. I don't have any proof of it. She seems like the type, Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? Alright. So I totally didn't get Sayori. And her poem is The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders the earth, the lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star, glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall, and I fall, and I fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, a hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes, and I find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. Okay, that's sort of sad. Let me process that for a second. So I guess I'm the feather and she's not. She's the one that knows everything. And she's sort of saying, from my perspective, that I'm the feather. It's like, she's sort of my only hope, and then eventually all the momentum, all the things that push me around end, and then I fall into her hand, and I'm sort of blank and useless, and then she just sort of breaks me down, like, oh yeah, no, everything's a lie, it's all fake. Nihilism. Have a beautiful time, and then just cool. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sort of thing that give life meaning. I agree. Not to get too philosophical or anything. It's kind of on my mind, and that's what I wrote about. I see. Never really put much thought into it. It seems much more like you just sort of did what you were feeling at the moment, but also it was a deeper thing. In a way, it's almost paradoxical, because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose meaning? Maybe. Or maybe having all the answers would make all the little things that we think don't have meaning suddenly have more meaning. Because if you could see the answers, maybe you could see how you get to the answers. You would understand the questions, the math, the algorithms, the you know, y plus x equals z, whatever, and all those things in human society and all our interactions and everything. Suddenly, the little things, like, you know, perhaps, for instance, to be topical, a chocolate given to a friend that, you know, you're kind of building a relationship sort of thing with, could mean one thing, and then interrupting it when the same thing happens, but it's more deliberate and intentional and understood and not automatic and meaningful. When you interrupt that, what does that do? Just saying. You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? You know, I do think that conflict, etc., is more likely to create art, and you know, I'm not going to debate that. You know, especially when it comes to writing, especially when it comes to poetry and lyrics and stuff like that. But there's plenty of people who write things that are happy, that don't have conflict. They're just an expression of joy. Um, I would say statistically they're in the minority. But a lot of times, even when it's not, it's like it's a joyful thing, and it has something to do with some sadness. You know, it has to do with the experience of bad things. Like, I think it's Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. Like, he's like talking about stuff. He's like, I've seen skies of blue, skies of gray, and all that. It's like it kind of balances, but it's really more talking about the positive, and then how important it is and how meaningful it is that it's a wonderful world regardless. But then there's also things that are mostly just positive, like just happy. There's no conflict, it's just good. Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you know that better than anyone. You mean one-dimensional? Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Alright, what do you got here? Are you ever so shy to share your writing, too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response from something you've put much into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier, because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's so much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? I'm gonna save. I feel like that's pretty cool. That's some solid advice. But yeah, I'm gonna end there and then move onward from here. Yeah.